everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Film Review Show. This week we watched State and Main, and we have as special critic for this episode,
have a seat,
Matthew Keleher on the left, and Oliver O'Dell just there, and his friend over there in the top right hand corner.
Hi.
And two of his other chums who are so far nameless.
Okay.
As I say, this week we watched State and Main. Matthew Keleher, first of all, well-known critic, well-known film critic. He has appeared on this programme before. Just want to throw this first question over to you, Matt. What did you think of the film?
I thought it was, it was very good. It just, a good sort of popcorn movie, a good laughs. I mean, it didn't exactly reinvent the wheel, but it was.
Well, let's go to the phones. Maurice is on the line.
Very good.
From Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Good fun.
And what happened in the film?
Well, I'm sorry, I can't talk over this. I can't work with these people.
The remote control's just on the right, just on the floor.
So it is.
So what was the film about? What was the plot? Can you give a brief summary?
Yeah, sure. It's a bunch of filmmakers who are sort of desperately trying to sort of wrap up this film, but they've got they sort of ran into sort of legal trouble in another town and got kicked out. So they're really sort of down on the luck at the beginning of the film, and then they sort of stumble upon this one horse town, and they just think like, this sleepy old place has got everything we need. It's got all the locations we need to finish the film. We don't need to build a set. We're all set. It's easy street from here on out. Little do they know.
I just want to pick you up on one thing that you've just said. You said that it was a one-horse town.
Yeah. In
the film itself, we do see at least 3 horses.
Right. I sort of use that as a figure of speech. Just trying to sort of get in the spirit of the sort of folks, the American Cracker Barrel kind of wisdom.
Okay, and who was your favourite character in the film?
My favourite character in the film was Philip Seymour Hoffman's character.
And what was his name?
I don't remember what his name was.
And why was he your favourite character?
But he was my favourite character because he was the most sort of rounded character in the film, and like he was like he had to make a moral choice. Now the other characters, like Alec Baldwin and all the others were they were kind of corrupt, and they were very sort of aware of that. But Philip Seymour Hoffman had a heart. His sort of conscience was sort of preying on him, so he had to make good in the end and do the right thing.
He had a choice to make, didn't he? Actually, I'll just throw this question to Oliver first of all. Ollie, who was your favourite character?
Well, my favourite character was the Doctor.
And why was he your favourite character?
He was funny because he was a quack. He was just stringing them all along. They all thought like, oh yeah, oh Doctor, I've got a bad back. I've got a bit of a tickly throat. What do they do? Oh yeah, just to swim in some molasses. Oh yeah, I think I'm feeling better, Doctor. Yeah, glad to be here. Spend another 2 days and then let me know how you're getting on. And he revealed it at the end, and that was one of my favourite moments in the film, and he just carried on, and they just thought that Yeah, they're all stupid in this place, weren't they? It was funny. You know, if I like, if I had like, sorry, it was funny. If I had a winter bug, and I went to be at TV's office, and he was there with his bow tie and his daft hat, I'd say, like, you know, I think I'll just go to boots. I'm not flopping me out. They'll be blue. It's not working, Doc. So that was my favourite bit.
I'll just move back to you, Matt.
Excuse me.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, who is a writer in the film,
Yeah.
he had an important decision to make, an important choice. Was he to tell the truth and ruin his career in Hollywood, or was he to go along with it and get a what I'd like to call a good career in Hollywood? If you were in that boat, if you were in that situation, what would you do, Matt?
I like to think that I'd do the honourable thing, because you know, if you were to make a dishonest choice, it's a slippery slope, and you know, even if you did sort of, even if that did bring you what you wanted, not by the way you wanted, you know, you'd still have the burden of the guilt of knowing that you'd earned it dishonorably.
And but you'd be run out of Hollywood, you'd be sued, you wouldn't be able to write anymore, you'd very likely possibly end up in prison, you'd be blacklisted from everywhere, you won't be able to do what effectively made you happy, but you'd still be comfortable in making that choice.
I wouldn't be comfortable with making the choice. It was a very difficult decision, and it was one of the most powerful scenes in the film. You know, you could really see that Philip Seymour Hoffman had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but you know, he saw the light in the end.
Somebody make a note. I want, for the broad, what is she like?
Lilacs.
Okay, a truckload of lilacs when the broad comes. And get something for Bob Berenger. Get him, what is he like?
Bob Berenger? Bob Berenger's in this movie?
That's correct.
He's staying here? Bob Berenger's?
Put something in his room. What is he like?
14-year-old girls.
Well, get him something else. Let's try to get out of this town in one piece. Get him half a 28-year-old girl. How's my math?
The film has a theme of second chances.
Yeah.
In as much as everyone should be given a second chance. Do you believe that? Do you think people should be given a second chance?
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, I think people should be given a second chance. Interestingly, you know, it sort of presents this this kind of like small backwater town. Excuse you. And you know, it's kind of almost a cliche in a way that that you know, in sort of a close knit community, that the locals would very readily turn on someone that you know had wronged them, and they would be very reticent to give them a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that you know the sort of film crew came to town and brought the sort of big Hollywood entourage along, and then suddenly the sort of theme of second chances is all over town.
Would you have liked to have lived in that town?
No, I think it would have been hard going. Obviously, like the locals were comfortable there, but that was all they knew really. But you know, being a sort of modern, sophisticated, and urbane person, you know, it would have been quite difficult for me to adjust to a setting like that.
Would you have given the actor who played by Bob Bellinger? Would you have given him a second chance?
Oh, you mean Alec Baldwin's character?
Alec Baldwin's character,
yes. He didn't really learn his lesson, did he? I think you know, when I say give them a second chance, it's you know, there needs to be some sort of reformation, really, doesn't there? And there wasn't. We didn't really see that with him. He did get a second chance, but he didn't seem to learn anything.
So,
but I think the bandage was symbolic.
And how so?
You know, it was sort of wounded. His own sort of unshakable status as a sort of untouchable star had been shaken, and so you know, maybe I take back what I said. Maybe he did learn from the experience. I don't know. The film doesn't give us the sort of satisfaction of learning that it was very un-Hollywood in that way.
And if you had had your pick of any of the cast members, if you could go for a meal with any of the cast members, maybe to a roadhouse, who would you like to bring along? You can choose 3.
Oh, the roadhouse. Philip Seymour Hoffman's character.
What would you talk to him about?
Second chances, right and wrong, the sort of struggle between artistry and making a living in Hollywood, and you know, just some of the plays that he'd written.
Who else would you like to come along? So far it's you and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay, the Doctor. I would actually call him out on his quackery.
What would you say to him?
I'd say, you know, obviously you're a fraud, and you've admitted as much to me. How can you sort of, you know, how can you have such a twisted laugh at the expense of a village of simple, innocent people?
And when would you bring that up? Would you leave it until the main course, or would you go straight in?
I wouldn't delve straight into that. I would sort of pretend to take an interest in medicine, and you know, and you know, just sort of his background, and you know, his training, and how he got his diploma, and then when we were sort of polished after the dessert, you know, we just down to the coffee. I'd say, Doctor, why are you such a fraud?
And what if he had to leave immediately after dessert?
Well, then the opportunity would sadly be missed.
So you wouldn't send him an email?
Actually, I'm throwing you a curveball there, much like the film did. I would stand in his way and say, really, Doctor, I do insist that you stay for coffee.
And who would be the third person?
The third person that I would invite would be the Philip Seymour Hoffman's love interest in the bookstore owner.
Mm-hmm. And why is that?
Because she was one of the more sort of honest character, a good match with Philip Seymour Hoffman, and she just seemed like a really nice person. One of the few sort of likable characters in the film, and like a complete foil to her husband, who could you know he sort of had infinite ambition, but you know no sort of integrity and scruples, and she just seemed like a really sort of open, genuine, honest person, and you know, yeah.
Favourite scene?
Favourite scene. There were quite a few good scenes. You know, like the like some of the sight gags, like, you know, the computer company being disguised as a local trader in the on the sort of 1860s set.
So that was your favourite scene in the film, was it?
Yes. No. There were, you know, there was a few good scenes in the film, like you know, I'm gonna have to agree with Ollie. You know, the sort of scenes with the Doctor were great, and you know the scenes with the sort of callbacks to all the Amdram students remembering the lines. Oh yeah, that's your line. And there were a few good laughs peppered throughout the film, so it was really good. You know, quite a change. You know, a sunny, cheerful film that you could have a good laugh at.
And
Nothing too taxing, but it's good.
would you watch the film again?
Would I watch the film again? While I did enjoy it, I probably won't watch it again.
So you wouldn't give it a second chance?
Ah, I see what you did there. No, I wouldn't give it a second chance.
And why is that?
Just because, you know, it was an enjoyable film, but you know, if I were to watch another film, you know, it'll be better to watch something fresh. You know, I've sort of I don't think I'd gain anything more from watching it again.
And what would you give a film out of 10?
I would give it 6 mangled light boxes out of 10.
So that would be 3 out of 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a good square meal, 3 out of 5.
Finally, Matt, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, one thing I would like to add is that you know, it was quite strange. You know, I felt like I was a little bit from, you know, on the outside looking in when I was making this film, because you know, we've made quite a few film projects, and you know, they rarely go ahead as we plan. You know, best laid plans can kind of go out the window, can't it? Really, you know, we can just end up just talking about something, or you know, playing Pro Evo instead of shooting the scene. And while we didn't sort of have anything like as much difficulty as those guys did, it was an interesting insight into like how a film might get made. You know, you don't appreciate how many sort of creative minds and how much labour goes into to getting a film made.
And Matt, I just want to put this on record and say big thanks to you for taking part in this episode.
No problem.
of the film review show. I just want to say to you guys watching at home, thanks for watching this episode. Thanks for watching the previous episodes. Hopefully you'll be with us for what I think the next episode will be, possibly the 20th episode, which we've been doing this for nearly 2 years, and as I tend to say at the end of these episodes...
20 episodes? I thought we only made about 5.
No, 20 episodes now, Matt. And you've been in every single one, which is...
Quite a thing.
Have you thought about contacting the Guinness Book of Records?
I hadn't, but, you know.
Would you be able to action that?
I could, you know, I very much doubt that they'd be interested in our humble little film show, but you never know. It's a legit claim to a record, isn't it?
Well, guys watching at home, Matt, as he said, Matt's busy all the time. He's watching films, he's reviewing films. If
Yeah.
he's not reviewing films, he's watching films. If he's not watching them, he's watching reviews on films. So if you guys watching at home could possibly contact the Guinness Book of Records on Matt's behalf, let them know how many episodes Matt's been in. He's the longest running member of the film review show team. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Any comments, likes, suggestions on what we could watch in the next episode, please feel free to comment and we'll give it a watch. Just want to leave this episode with a big thanks to you guys at home and to Matthew Keleher. Thanks. See you next
Till next
time.
time. See you later. Take care now.